staff. GRA has no staff members. GRA doesn't visit the field. How can the retired High Court judges be left with this huge task to visit 83 sites in the 6 districts, and then
when they have accepted the appointment, suddenly they will discharge the duty. At present we can't say that they will not function.
No, but your lordship, now so many years have passed and people are suffering because of lack of water, because of lack of drainage, because of lack of roads, approach roads, and within resettlement sites roads. Some places there is no school running, there are no health centers. I can read out certain. No, your lordship.
Consider all these.
This is related to resettlement and rehabilitation of Sardar Sarovar ousties. After 38 years of struggle, I have to again come back to this court, and it's a public interest litigation because it is a question related to thousands of families.
Still, after so many years, they have not been rehabilitated.
I mean, much has happened and much has not yet happened. Because in spite of all the authorities, the Narmada Water Dispute Tribunal Award, the state level liberalized policy is somewhat liberalized, which the judgment in our case of 2000, I'll give you a few pages, relevant pages of the judgment, and
please
last judgment
point out from your memo petition where you have pleaded which relief has not been granted.
Yes, it is the.
In which para you have pleaded?
The civic amenities at the rehabilitation sites.
That is a part of policy.
Pardon?
It's a part of policy.
It's a part of the Narmada Tribunal Award, which is my lord a law, a decree, nothing less than that. And these are the 2 judgments. I would give selected pages of the 2 judgments.
Well, please read from the recommendation of GRA dated 28/11/70 in respect of civil amenities and all this.
Yes, right. Lordship, the Narmada Tribunal Award have given a number of provisions which include land to the eligible landholders who lose more than 25% of their land. Yes. Then the house plots and the civic amenities which are listed in the tribunal award. And what has happened is that the civic amenities was to be provided at the rehabilitation village. So actually a community was to be rehabilitated as community, and obviously the agricultural land and the house plots and the civic amenities should have been at one place. That has not happened, especially in Madhya Pradesh. But still 83 sites exist today. Earlier it was 88, but then they had to cancel 5 sites because there were a number of problems related to those sites. Now the point is, your lordship, that kindly see P1, page 7, where the Narmada Water Dispute Tribunal Award, which is a decree, as I said, which is also established through the 2000 judgment.
Yes.
It is said in the clause 422 that Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra shall set up adequate establishments for land acquisition, rehabilitation of hostage families, etc. And it says that 1 year before submergence, land was to be allotted. And at least 6 months before submergence, the rehabilitation should have been completed, and then the notice should have been issued for the family to shift to the resettlement site. This has not happened at all, and this is proved through number of reports. Actually, even the World Bank withdrew from this project, which was opposed by Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh for 10 full years when the tribunal was sitting. We were not in the picture at all. But then the tribunal gave its award, and the provisions were somewhat better, but there were a number of gaps. For example, the landless were not thought about. Adivasi was not even mentioned in the tribunal's 5 volumes, because the tribunal visited only 3 temples, not one. Yes. House or a community of the affected family. And it is, however, stated in the tribunal award Kindly have a look at page 10, Your Lordship. Clause 462 in the same P1. In no event shall any areas in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra be submerged under the Sardar Sarovar unless all payment of compensation, expenses and costs as aforesaid is made for acquisition of land and properties, and arrangements are made for the rehabilitation of the houses therefrom in accordance with these directions and intimated to the houses.
Yes.
Now the civic amenities are listed on page 8 in clause 4.3.
Page 8.
Page 8. It starts at the bottom.
Running page is. Next P1 is a award.
Yes.
Final award. It starts from page 20.
No, now I am talking about the page 8 of the petition itself.
Page 8 of memo petition.
Yes. Yes. But there I have quoted the tribunal award.
Okay.
And
Yes.
when the Gujarat was supposed to rehabilitate, because as on today, so there is no benefit received by Madhya Pradesh, and their only arbitration is going on for the money in lieu of power, which is very shocking. But at least the Madhya Pradesh had to rehabilitate the ousties in Madhya Pradesh if they did not opt for resettlement and rehabilitation in Gujarat. So the first list of amenities are for the Gujarat to provide for those who would shift to Gujarat. About 5,500 families of Madhya Pradesh have gone to Gujarat, and the number of families who would settle in Madhya Pradesh, who are settled already, are to receive these civic amenities, point 11 at the bottom of page 8 onwards, and along with that the alternative properties, facilities and amenities are to be provided at the cost of Sardar Sarovar project. The party owning the facility shall have the option to accept compensation for utilities as existing or ask for their replacement or relocation at the cost of Gujarat. So the Gujarat was
out of 12, which facilities has not been provided?
No, all facilities
Are there?
Either partially provided or not provided at various sites. We have given the examples and the data of 11 sites out of 88. But in between, whatever happened is very important, because there was rehabilitation was not taking place before submergence. We had to approach the court. Court stopped the dam for 4 years, the apex court. Your Lordship, the apex court then gave the judgments, a number of judgments, which also they compelled the Madhya Pradesh government to review their statistics and their progress on rehabilitation. But there was a lot of conflict, and finally what happened was that in 2017, when the decision was suddenly taken to complete the dam, and there were, according to us, 32,000 families staying at that time in the submergence areas, and the number has been changing in their own reports. I would just give a few pages to see how in 2012-13 report of the Narmada Control Authority, which is an interstate administrative body appointed under the Narmada Tribunal Award. But the reports and the data is provided by the states. Now, in 2012-13, some figure was given. Then in 2017, that is reduced. So the number of families resettled was shown differently in 2013. Then one page is based on the website data of 2015, and then the last 2 pages are of 2017. And suddenly from 22,000 or so, it came down to 18,000 families. So apart from the statistical confusion and our challenge to that, I would only say that the families are such a large number, and even today one of the respondents is the Grievance Redressal Authority. The Narmada Valley Development Authority is the authority under the Narmada Ministry for Madhya Pradesh to have the responsibility to execute and comply with the award and all the total legal regime. The another authority is Narmada Control Authority. We have not made them respondent till today. And the another is the Grievance Redressal Authority, which was also established during one of our petitions in the Supreme Court, first by Gujarat and then by Madhya Pradesh. And there is an order of 16 January 2015 that 5 members who are to be the retired judges are to be members of the Grievance Redressal Authority for Madhya Pradesh. Even today, your lordship,
At present, GRA is not functional.
GRA is not functioning as on today, and there is the latest case that is going on before this honorable court, and there is a Madhya Pradesh government's decision now that 2 of the 5 GRAs are to be appointed, but no one is sitting in that office for last many months. So my point is that this PIL and approaching this court has been become necessary, because although there is a huge infrastructure and crores of rupees, and they are also not yet started sitting there. So the GRA is as on today defunct, but maybe in a few days.
This appointment order is dated 6 June 23.
Yes, there is a writ petition before this honorable court.
So now you can submit your grievance before this. Now they have been appointed.
No, your lordship,
GRA
that is the point. Kindly.
Earlier also by lecture P11 certain directions were issued and there is a regular chart.
Your lordship,
so that is on 28/11/17 position as on. So now
yes,
the GRA can examine whether these has been complied with or not.
your lordship, yes, that
Why-
is
why
one
we
possible.
should,
That is one possibility,
conduct a
but
parallel inquiry when the GRA is
let
there.
me just in brief tell you what has happened in between.
But
As
GRA can examine whether this part of that earlier direction has been complied with or not.
GRA can, but your lordship,
Now
GRA
the
has no
appointment has been
staff.
done and,
GRA has no staff members. GRA doesn't visit the field. How can the retired High Court judges be, left with this huge task to visit 83 sites in the 6 districts, and then
when they have
and the
accepted the appointment,
technical.
suddenly they will discharge the duty.
You'll-
At present, we can't say that they will not function.
No,
They
but
will
your
not
lordship,
discharge the
now
duty.
so many years have passed and people are suffering because of lack of water, because of lack of drainage, because of lack of roads, approach roads and within resettlement sites roads. Some places there is no school running, there are no health centers. I can read
Yes,
out
sort of,
certain. No, your lordship.
Consider all these things and obtain a report that is you have filed as an extra P10.
No, our prayer I will
Let
come
the
to
GRA
within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes.
They
In
can go to
between.
the village, but we can't.
No,
They can
your
go
lordship.
to the spot and verify.
No, that's what I am also, I know, but then in the case of PIL, what is mentioned in,
This is the only work which was allotted to them.
No,
There
in
is
our-
no other work. They can debut.
no, there are 7,000 applications pending before GRA. So how can and when will they visit the sites, and how will have the technical expertise?